so no regret. Happy before we get another day to do it all again. Oh, we're throwing open all the curtains wide. Oh, not gonna miss a thing. Oh, nothing's promised to you in this life, but it's there for us to take. So live well, be bold, be brave. In the sun, you don't know what you got till it's gone. Oh, let in the sun, all of the best yet to come. Oh, let in the sun, don't know what you got till it's gone. Oh, let in the sun, all of the best yet to come. We're throwing open all the curtains wide. Not gonna miss a thing. Nothing's promised to you in this life, but it's there for us to take. So live well, be bold, be brave.
Welcome to the locker room. I'm Nancy, and it's Monday. 4 more days till Friday. Okay, so look. I can do this. I couldn't do that yesterday even. You can do both arms. Still hurts just a little bit right there, but the exercises the physical therapist has me doing is really helping. And today he gave me the okay to ride my bike again. So on flat surfaces that aren't bumpy, like on flat terrain, like sidewalks, don't ride on gravel because it still might jar my shoulder too much. So, but at least I can get on and ride my bike. So I'm happy. All right, so today we're going to talk about New York Jets football player Kris Boyd. Let me pull up the first page. This happened to him just yesterday morning. Okay, this is Jennifer Coffindaffer. She's former FBI. It says, please use your platforms to help New York police find the person Ellie believes may be involved in the bang of Kris Boyd. See below. Boyd's good friend reports that the Jets cornerback is in good condition. Okay. Initial reporting indicates there was an altercation followed by Boyd being banged. I will continue to update. Here's the video.
Police release, you see the person wearing a black hat briefly running in the street right after the shooting. Police are hoping that someone out there recognizes him. This happened outside the restaurant here just after 2 a.m. on Sunday. Investigators say Boyd was shot in the abdomen. Police release, you see the person wearing a black hat briefly running in the street right after the shooting. Police are hoping that someone out there recognizes him. This happened outside the restaurant here just after 2 a.m. on Sunday. Investigators say Boyd was shot in the abdomen.
I think he was shot. It went through his liver or something like that. I'm not sure. I think I saw something. I don't know who it was. Somebody was approved for a liver transplant, but that could be somebody else. And because I didn't realize at the time that this is the story I was going to cover. All right. I got this. Right now it just has my moderator's phone number, or names on it. So that if I do a gift giving thing, well, I need 2 more people to put their names in the hat. But if I did a gift giving thing, then somebody would be able to get a prize. It likes the red, I guess. I don't have any incense burning. Let me put a cherry. And sage. I love the smell of both of these flavors mixed together. They don't make a cherry sage, but boy, I can light both of them and make it smell good in here. Last night I had my first typical teenager moment. Well, actually this morning. My son, I'm doing great today, H. Davis. Thank you for asking. Last night my son borrowed my truck. I had a doctor's appointment at 7:30 this morning with my physical therapist. And I know it takes me 20 minutes to get from here over to there. So I left about 10 after 7 this morning, thinking I was going to my doctor's appointment. My son left my truck on empty. Yeah, he left my truck on empty. So I had to stop and get fuel. Then the lady, I told her, I said, I want $40 worth of fuel on pump 2. She charged me $4 worth of fuel. And then she says, it's going to be 7 something. And I said, that don't sound right. And after it rang up, it showed me the receipt thing. I said, excuse me, would you like to charge me for the other $36 worth of fuel that I asked for? She says, oh my gosh, she didn't know how to do it. She spent 10 minutes trying to figure it out, and then she just set the pump for $36. I paid for it. And she said, when that gets done, I'll turn the pump back on and you can get the other 4. And I said, okay, that's the way it was going. I was 5 minutes late for my physical therapist appointment. But yeah, he left my truck on empty. I don't know where he went. When he left the house, he was going to pay the electric bill because I'd given him a check and asked him to go pay the electric bill. And then I went to bed. I wasn't even thinking. He might have been gone for 2 or 3 hours. I don't know. He's 18. He can do what he. But yeah, he left my truck on empty. Right smack dab in the middle of the red mark. That's okay. If that's the worst thing he's done in years of being a teenager, then I've got it good. I'm telling you. Okay, so next we are going to go to the Washington Post. Get back on our target here. Okay, Jets player Kris Boyd in critical condition after Manhattan bang bang. The 29-year-old cornerback suffered a wound to the abdomen in an incident near a popular restaurant early Sunday morning. Okay, I don't follow football, but he's a New York Jets. He hasn't got to play this season because he was out on medical leave he was benched for a shoulder injury. Now he's benched the rest of the season because of this gunshot wound in his abdomen. Oops, the hole. New York Jets cornerback Kris Boyd is in critical but stable condition after he was injured early Sunday morning in Manhattan. The New York Police Department said a 29-year-old man suffered a injury wound to the abdomen in an incident early Sunday morning. The office of the New York Mayor Eric Adams confirmed via email that Boyd was the accident victim. The Jets said in a statement they were aware of the situation involving Kris Boyd and would have no further comment. Whoa, the Jets wouldn't even support their own member. An NYPD spokesman said the incident occurred just after 2 a.m. Sunday in front of an address on West 38th Street matching that of the Silas restaurant, an Asian eatery popular with athletes and musicians, according to the New York Post, which cited people in law enforcement and injury fired 2 bangs before fleeing in a BMW SUV. Emergency medical personnel arrived at the scene and took Boyd to Bellevue Hospital. No arrests have been made, the NYPD spokesperson said, and an investigation is going on. A 7th-year NFL veteran in his first season with the Jets, Boyd has made his mark primarily as a special team standout. He has not played this season after going on injured reserve in August with a shoulder injury. Originally selected by Minnesota in the 7th round of the 2019 draft, Boyd spent 4 years with the Vikings, then signed with Arizona Cardinals. He was released by the Cardinals during the 2023 season and joined the Houston Texans, with whom he spent last season. Jets defensive tackle Harrison Phillips, who played with Boyd on the 2022 Vikings, shared a prayer Sunday on social media. Our Father, we come to you right now asking for your healing power over KB. Phillips wrote, you are a God of miracles, Lord. Place your mighty hand on him and he fights, Lord God. Guide every doctor, nurse, and surgeon who touches him. Jets linebacker Jeremy Johnson shared a similar sentiment, writing on X, Lord, please hold your healing hand over Kris and guide him back to health and safety. Lord, I ask that you please just get him through this safely. The Jets did not play Sunday. They lost to New England Patriots in Foxborough, Massachusetts on Thursday night, dropping their record to 2-8. Adams said on social media Sunday he was praying for Boyd and the players' loved ones. Although we've gotten injuries to historic lows in our cities, we must continue to work to end unviolence, wrote the mayor, who is soon to be succeeded by Zoran Mom Danny. Now that Zoran Mom Danny has been in the news a lot this week, or last week, I mean. His name's come up several times. So that's what the Washington Post had to say about it. Yes, sir.
You come in with
For what?
to look at the car when Mason did so.
No. But do you have any cash?
All my $815 are in the bank.
Okay. If Mason says it's a good car, it may just need jumped.
If that's all it is, I'm okay without the AC. Okay.
Yeah. It may just need jumped. And I got jumper cables under the back seat on the driver's side in the truck. You can take them with you and maybe, because if it needs a new battery, that's not a problem. We can get a new battery.
Because I just saw my bike purchase. I was just back around town like, let's see how much. $600? Okay.
But you might offer Mason $20 or something for helping you out. So, okay, and there's burritos in the freezer.
Okay. So what time is this off then?
He should be home about 3:15, 3:30, something like that.
So around.
Anytime now.
Okay.
Just watch for him.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. They're going to go look at a car CJ found yesterday.
If I'm lucky.
If he's lucky, he'll be able to get it. It's already been wrecked once, so I don't have to worry about it. The guy slid on ice and hit a pole with the front fender, and right around the front cap of the thing, it's just broke right there. Not a big deal. We can put some duct tape on it and paint it white, and it'll look perfect. So, yeah, no big deal. Anyway, so now we're going to go to Live Now Fox News. And I think this is a video. I got to put on some music. I'm going to have to re-download my copyright thing because my my program that I make my things like this, you know, the thumbnails. My program that I make my thumbnails on has the download, the copyright for all my music. And it's had so many updates that I think my copyright's been, because I've been getting notifications that from some of this music I'm using for background, it's causing me to not be monetized on certain ones. So I just erase the music and it's all right. All right, so now we're going to get bigger here. See what Live Fox News Now has to say about the subject.
We do want to get into another sports story, obviously one that happened overnight in New York City as New York Jets defensive back Kris Boyd is now in critical condition after being shot in the heart of the city. I do want to put up this here on Live Now from Fox from the New York Post, who had the initial reporting saying Jets cornerback Kris Boyd in critical condition after being shot early. He's in stable condition at Manhattan's Bellevue Hospital after sustaining a gunshot wound thereafter outside of a Midtown restaurant. We're also hearing more reporting from The Athletic talking about this critical but stable. The Jets said in a statement that the team is, quote, aware of the situation involving Kris Boyd and will have no further comment at the time. And these coming after a Thursday night game the Jets played, so they are not in a game today. One of his teammates on social media, Jermaine Johnson, posting this, saying, everyone, please send prayers to my brother and teammate Kris Boyd and his family. Lord, please help. Hold your healing hand over Kris and guide him back to health and safety. Lord, I ask you, please just get him through this safely in your name. Amen. So that coming in from Jermaine Johnson. I want to give you some more information about this. And reporting from the New York Post talking about it as Boyd, a 29-year-old, was shot outside a restaurant after a dispute turned violent with the gunman firing 2 shots. Kris Boyd is in his first season with the New York Jets after signing a 1-year, $1.6 million contract during free agency. He hasn't played yet, though, after suffering a season-ending shoulder injury in the preseason. The cornerback, he was a 7th-round pick to the Minnesota Vikings in 2019, spent 4 seasons with the Vikings before moving on to the Arizona Cardinals and Houston Texans before landing here with the New York Jets. He did play his college ball at Texas. So Kris Boyd now in critical but stable condition after a shooting in the heart of New York City. Unsure exactly the circumstances around which this happened overnight from Saturday into Sunday. A live picture there at the Big Apple. And as I also noted, the Jets not having a game today. They played on Thursday night, a loss in New England. They're back in action next Sunday against the Baltimore Ravens. But we're continuing to follow this closely here on Live Now from Fox.
Right now, Jets cornerback and former Vikings Kris Boyd is in the hospital in critical condition after being shot yesterday in Manhattan. It happened outside of a restaurant in Midtown around 2 yesterday morning. According to our NBC affiliate in New York, he had a bullet lodged in his lung. Police say there was some sort of fight just before that shooting. No one's been arrested yet. Boyd played for seasons in Minnesota before going to the Arizona Cardinals in 2023. He started with the Jets just this year.
If you live in a Kansas zip code and have...
Okay. It was his lung that he got. They said abdomen, and your abdomen's down here. But I guess it could have been, like here at his lower, because your lungs go down to your lower ribs. I'm glad he's alive. All right, now we're going to pull up another one here. This is from Pix News. I've never heard of Pix News before. This is Justin Fitch.
So Craig, good morning, and these images could be very helpful, and that is right. We now have these first images, a first look at the man that police are now looking for in connection to a shooting here in Midtown overnight Sunday. High-ranking police sources tell Pix 11 the victim here is New York cornerback Kris Boyd. We've also learned, too, from those sources, Boyd is able to cooperate with investigators while being treated in the hospital. Early Monday, the NYPD releasing these new images of the person they're looking for in connection to the Midtown shooting that police sources tell Pix 11 involves New York Jets cornerback Kris Boyd. Authorities say the suspect was last seen in the area of the 150 block of West 38th Street wearing a black cap, black sweatshirt, black pants, multicolored sneakers, and carrying a black book bag. Police on the scene overnight Sunday in Midtown Manhattan. Pix 11 learning that's where gunfire rang out around 2 a.m., not far from Say Less, an Asian fusion restaurant and speakeasy. Sources saying someone shot Kris Boyd once in his abdomen and that there was no exit wound. Those sources also saying that shooting broke out during a fight involving Boyd after a man tried to steal a chain. Sources say Boyd was possibly with 2 other New York Jets players at the time. The news surprising those who frequent the area.
It's unfathomable. Wouldn't think it would happen here.
We walk, we're not afraid. We come here all the time. We walk down. We're from Pennsylvania, so we come. We're not scared, but it's very scary. It's getting more scary. Last time we were here, there was a shooter. It's scary. Something has to be done.
The Jets saying they're aware of the situation but have no further comment. Boyd has been on the team's injured reserve since suffering a shoulder injury earlier this year and has not played this season since signing with the team in March. The 29-year-old arriving in New York after stints with the Texans, Cardinals, and Vikings. And back live at Last Check, we are told that Boyd is in critical but stable condition at this time. The mayor also on social media saying he is praying for Boyd's recovery and that the city must continue working to end gun violence here. We're also learning 2 police are looking for at least 2 vehicles in this case. One, a Mercedes, perhaps a Maybach, and the other, a BMW SUV, both said to be dark in color. If you have any tips, you are urged to call police at Crime Stoppers. We're live here in Midtown. Justin Finch, Pix 11 News. Back inside to you.
Should these glasses...
Okay. So, I guess that's kind of scary to have to think of something like that. I mean, I've never been to New York, but how can they have scaffolding on the sidewalks all the time? It's like everything I've ever seen with real people, because when we first got into our stocks and stuff, there was a guy that lived in New York that he used to talk about this one stock that we were in every day. He had something to say about what was going on, because he watched it religiously. And he was telling us all about the ups and the downs of this stock we bought into. And he would walk down the streets in New York, and there was always scaffolding. Or he would walk through Central Park. There wasn't scaffolding in Central Park. Central Park was actually beautiful. But, you know, just walking down the street, there's always scaffolding. And the stores, like the store's too small, so they move half of their stuff out to the road, and you have to walk through a path in the middle of their stuff. Or the restaurants would put their tables out under this scaffolding, and it's just weird. It looks messy, and they're trash. The trash just piles up wherever the people put it. It just piles up out there. It's like the city doesn't come and pick up their trash or something. I don't know how it works, but I imagine that town doesn't smell very good with trash out in it all the time. But I don't know. I've never been there. I want to go because I want to see the Statue of Liberty. It's on my bucket list. Okay, the last thing I have on this Kris Boyd thing, this is going to be a short live, my goodness. Okay, this is the latest update. Kris Boyd in good condition after accident report. Okay. His helmet on the field. September 14th, 2025, East Rutherford, New Jersey, USA. A New York Jets helmet sits on the field before the game against the Buffalo Bills at MetLife Stadium. Mandatory credit Vincent Carcietta. Images Vincent Carcietta in main images. The New York Jets organization got some horrible news on Sunday. Jets defensive back Kris Boyd was injured early Sunday morning in Manhattan outside of a Sea-Less restaurant on West 38th Street. The New York Post, Joe Marino, George Fitzgibbon, and Kristen Fleming were first to report the unfortunate news. New York Jets quarterback Kris Boyd was injured and critically wounded in Midtown early Sunday morning and is now clinging to life at Bellevue Hospital. Police and sources said Marino, Fitzgibbon, and Fleming reported. The shooting took place at West 38th Street near 7th Avenue shortly after 2 a.m., according to police, who did not identify Boyd as the victim. However, sources said it was the 29-year-old NFL quarterback. Later in the day, the New York Post, Alex Oliveira, said a positive update that defensive back is now in good condition for Boyd's best pal, Ernest Water. If he's awake, he could, and if he knew who the person he was having the altercation with, if he knew who it was, they could tell police and then they could track the guy down. But if the guy was threatening to steal or trying to steal a chain, then it could be somebody he doesn't know from Adam. New York's Jets cornerback Kris Boyd is in good condition after being injured twice in the gut outside a celeb hotspot in Midtown Manhattan. His best pal told the Post. Oliveira said, "He's all good right now. He's in good condition. He's doing really good," said Ernest Quander, one of Boyd's closest friends from his days playing ball at the University of Texas. All right, here's let's see if this is the same.
Shooting of Jets cornerback Kris Boyd. Police just releasing new surveillance video of the person they're looking for in connection to the case as Boyd fights for his life in the hospital this morning. News 12's Edric Robinson is at the scene in Midtown Manhattan with what we know so far. Good morning, Edric.
Yeah, Marcy, we just received surveillance video and images of the person that police believe shot 29-year-old cornerback Kris Boyd right in front of this restaurant here on West 38th Street. Say less. Let's get right to those images police released. You see the person wearing a black hat, briefly running in the street right after the shooting. Police are hoping that someone out there recognizes him. This happened outside the restaurant here just after 2 a.m. on Sunday. Investigators say Boyd was shot in the abdomen. Detectives spent hours out here marking shell casings and collecting evidence. Here's what people in the area had to say.
Very scary. It's getting more scary. Last time we were here, there was a shooter. It's scary. Something has to be done.
I'm gonna pray for him. I hope he makes it, but we need more police.
We're told Boyd is listed in critical condition this morning, but is stable. He just signed a year contract with the Jets, but hasn't played this season due to a season-ending shoulder injury. Police are asking anyone out there who recognizes the person seen in that image to call Crime Stoppers. In Midtown, Edric Robinson, News 12.
Okay, that is all I know about Kris Boyd. So if you follow football, or if somebody you know follows football, let them know about this, because you don't have to be a Jets fan to care about the Jets player. Because next year he could be one of the Kansas City Chiefs or one of Pittsburgh Steelers or something, you know, if he heals from this well enough to be able to play again. So let's keep him in our prayers. That's all I have for right now. So I thank y'all for being here. I will see you tomorrow and do something nice for someone, even if it's just be the reason they smile and search for Christ.